Hello everyone and welcome to What Culture Gaming. I'm Josh, joined once again by Ash Millman, because Ash Millman, it looks like there is going to be a new Crash Bandicoot game for the PlayStation 5.
Woo!
Yeah!
Ooga booga! Whatever the name that he says.
That's kind of it. That's all right. We've heard about this for a while. There were rumours a few months ago that it was going to be called Crash Bandicoot World. It was going to release at the end of this year, potentially for the PlayStation 4, potentially for the PlayStation 5. But this new rumour has come way of a Portuguese writer called Guru over on Twitter that was picked up and translated by the likes of comicbook.com. And they essentially suggest that the new Crash game has apparently been in development for 3 years. It will be announced within the next month, and it is going to feature very heavily in the marketing for the PlayStation 5, which I'm sure to Sony is a huge, huge win, because when it comes to platformers and kid-friendly games, all they've got at the moment is knack. And that didn't really do much for them at the start of this generation. So I think this is a good thing, Ash. And I like Crash Bandicoot, so I always want more, whether it's a remaster or not. Apparently, this is not going to be a remaster. It's going to be an original game, which might make you a bit worried. But honestly,
no, I think that's a good thing.
I'm here for it.
I'm ready to visit back the olden days of mascot gaming. Crash has always been such a figurehead of PlayStation. I'm very excited to see more from him. I think it's a nice little revisit to the days of yore, and to see him again soon. Again, it's just nice. It feels like we've just spoke about the Xbox in another news about them bringing back Fable potentially. So to have Crash back as well, it feels like they're taking a step down the nostalgic route and capitalizing on the franchises that kind of stand out the most to fans. So to be doing fan service in that way, I think, is a really nice way to introduce to a new generation. Say, hey, this is all the new stuff, but also here's the old stuff that you really like and that made you get into this sort of platform in the first place. So I think it's a lovely way of doing it, new and old together in perfect harmony.
Fully agree, right? Because even though it's going to be a new Crash game, it's going to be cashing in, and that sounds very cynical, on a lot of nostalgia people not only have for the character and the games, but the PlayStation in general, because even though Sony don't own the character at the moment, it's still owned by Microsoft. He is very much associated with the DNA and the brand of PlayStation, so it makes sense to get him back at front and center of that. It's almost like they're reclaiming him in a way, even though they don't officially own him. The biggest question I have is whether or not it's going to be a proper PlayStation exclusive. You could imagine that if it's going to feature heavily in the marketing, it will at least be a timed exclusive. The Crash Insane trilogy, that was timed for PlayStation 4 for a year, but the Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled, that was multi-platform. So I don't know what way that's going to go, but you would assume if they're spending a lot of money on the marketing and associating him with the console, then it will be in some form, some kind of exclusive, at least to my mind.
You would think, but there was, I was reading up a little bit earlier about something that was announced in 2018. There was a new Crash Bandicoot that will be coming to Nintendo Switch, and that it could potentially be the same project that has been retooled and could be a cross-platform release that sort of way as well. Whether that's true or not, whether they've done other things in the meantime that kind of negate that, is up for debate, but it could potentially be cross-platform with Nintendo Switch or cross-platform in general. I don't think that's a good idea, and I think it should be a PlayStation 1, timed PlayStation 1 and released widespread after a little while. Again, like you say, if it's in the marketing, then it should be PlayStation's dealio. But either way, it'd be nice for everyone to get to experience some Crash. But yeah, I think if they're using it as their figurehead, then it should be theirs for a little bit at least.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think there are kind of two rumours surrounding these new Crash games. One is that there's going to be an original game, whether it's called Crash Bandicoot World or not, we are yet to see. And then there is going to be a remaster of Wrath of Cortex, which a lot of people don't love, but I will stand by, because that that made one of my Christmases for me, and I have fond nostalgic memories about it. And yes, I'm looking at it through rose-tinted glasses, but you know what? I love Wrath of Cortex, and bring it back. But yeah, just a quick one for you guys here. It looks like this Crash Bandicoot game will indeed be coming to PlayStation 5. This supports rumours we have heard before, which you can also check out over on What Culture Gaming. But yeah, let me know down in the comments whether you prefer to see an original game, or if you want Wrath of Cortex to return like me, or if I'm the only person in the world that does want that. Even if you don't, can you give us a like, share, subscribe, and head over to whatculture.com for more lists and news like this every single day. Even if you don't, I've been Josh, joined by Ash Millman. This has been a Speedy News, and we will see you soon.
Bye.